drinking a Heineken today. I know a lot of people really knock this beer a lot. You know, it's not as popular as it used to be. I shouldn't say that. They brew more of it than ever. But among the beer geeks, it's really kind of looked down upon. But if you go back to the old days, back when I was a child, I mean, we had Schlitz, we had Budweiser. The local regional beers kept getting worse and worse. They kept watering them down, trying to stretch out the dollars, using old machinery, just trying to make a profit, and we're losing more and more flavor. And there really wasn't anything out there. Heineken was really the first beer that came along that you could buy locally, you could buy, you know, pretty much anywhere, that had a certain amount of flavor to it. So Heineken really helped kick off the craft beer. I mean, we had Fritz Maytag doing Anchor Steam out in San Francisco, and then a few years later, along came Sam Adams in Sierra Nevada. But really, Heineken was one of the first, and there was actually Lowenbrau was out there too, but a couple of the German beers and the Dutch beers really helped, I think, drive the craft beer. Without these guys, I don't know where we would be today. They really were early on the scene that gave us more flavorful beers that we enjoy today. So we're going to go ahead and give this a crack. It's just it's a European lager. It's not an American lager. As always, if you like our reviews, please sign up, be a friend, join us on Facebook, and on YouTube. Leave comments. We're always happy to comment. I'm going to go ahead and give this a pour. Now, lagers are typically not a lot of flavor. I mean, that's just the basic style. It tends to be very crisp and very drinkable, but there's not a lot of flavor notes in lagers in general. They tend to be very yellow, and this one is just, it's probably, we just did Budweiser yesterday or the day before. This is probably a half a shade yellow darker than that. They're usually forced carbonation. They're not naturally carbonated. I mean, we got about a finger of head. It's dissipating pretty rapidly. Let's go ahead and give it the aroma. And it really is what you would expect from a lager. A little bit of just a light, and actually kind of a sweet toasted malt, and just a hint of the hops. Again, a little bit more aroma, a little bit stronger aroma than the Budweiser that we had the other day. Now, the one problem with Heineken is they use the green bottle, so a lot of times they tend to be skunked. So it might not be the beer itself, well, it is the beer itself, but it might not be the beer as it's brewed problem. It's just it's been in the bottle too long, and the light's gotten to it. We're going to go ahead and give this a try. And again, more flavor than you would have got out of the Budweiser. It's not anything that you're jumping up and down saying, I've got to drink more, got to drink more, got to drink more. But it is good. Just a slight malt up front, and it's got a much stronger bitter aftertaste than the Budweiser. So there is a little bit, and kick's the wrong word, but there is a little bit of a flavor profile. A little boop at the end with the bitter. And much like the Budweiser, I mean, if you go into a local bar, you go to an American Legion Hall, a Moose Hall, any of the fraternal organizations, Knights of Columbus, they might not have a big selection. So you got your Budweiser, you got your Coors Light, and then you might have a Sam Adams lager, and you might have Heineken. So it really is one of the few choices you can have in a place like that you can get it with a little bit more flavor. They might not even have draft in those places. Is it an exciting beer? No. Is there anything wrong with it? No. It's a very drinkable beer. If I was at a Super Bowl party later today, that the Patriots are going to win. If I was at a Super Bowl party later today, and this is all my host had, I'd be perfectly content to go ahead and drink it. Cap-wise, on my 6-cap rating system, I want to say 2. I think it's probably a little better than that, but I don't want to say 3. It's very, very rare. I think this is the only second time I've done it. I'm going to say like 2.5 caps. It's drinkable enough. It's got a little bit of flavor. Can't go wrong. It's not. You're not going to hate it. To me, there's nothing really wrong with this beer. So if it's all you have, go ahead and give it a try. You could do a lot worse. I guess that's the best way to put it. It's not so much that this is great, but you can do a lot worse. This is good. Until next time, this is the Amazing Beer Drinking Man.